Hello and welcome to My Retired Life. I'm Scott, and today we're going to talk about some hidden dangers when you're traveling when you're a senior and retired. The very first one has got to be your body. Your body is not as young as it used to be, so you really have to be in shape for some travel, right? If you're going to be doing any hiking like the Mountain Pichu or wherever you're going to go and you're going to hike, or there's a lot of walking or a lot of physical demands on your body better be in shape. So if you're planning something and your body is not in great shape, let's say you're in a wheelchair or have a cane or something, you have to plan your holidays accordingly to your body. And as you age, your body makes a difference. Right now, I'm okay to travel and do what I want. My body's good, my legs are good, heart's ticking away. And you can go and do things. But as you get older, your body deteriorates. So if you're going to plan a vacation and you really want to enjoy it, plan a vacation that suits your body style. Because everybody wants to take a vacation generally, right? Or camping or day trips or whatever you have to do. If you're going to go for a day trip and it's going to eat up at your body, you got to be in shape. It's just that simple. So number one is your body is not as young as it used to be, and you really have to plan your trip accordingly. Also, when you're planning your trip, when your body isn't as good as it once was, you could go hard for a day, but your next day you're feeling it. Your body is aching because you walked 25,000 steps. Another example of that is when we went to Vegas. We went out and you walk down the strip and you don't realize it, but you're doing between 20 and 25,000 steps. The average day you're doing between 10 and 12. So you're doubling what you normally do. So you have to plan a rest day where you don't do much. When you get older and you're traveling out on your own, if you don't take those rest days, your body's going to ache. Your blood pressure is going to go up. Everything's going to collapse. It'll break down quicker. And God forbid if you have to go to the hospital. So that's one. Number two danger when you're traveling as a senior or as a retiree, medical. Know where your medical is. If you're off hiking in a mountain or boating in the middle of the lake, where's the nearest hospital? Do you know? Make sure you do know. Medications, make sure you've got them with you. People get older, they're on medications for their heart or whatever the ailment they have. So make sure those medications are there. Make sure that you know where the hospitals are in case you have a heart attack or, a stroke or something. Always travel with a buddy. That helps too, right? They can look after you. They can make the phone call to 911, whatever. But make sure you know, as you're getting older, where these medical places are, where the clinics are, where the hospitals are, where your prescriptions are, and know your body. Make sure you know your medical. And along with that is, of course, insurance. Make sure you have the right medical insurance. When we travel down to the States for 6 months, we get healthcare insurance because Canada's healthcare insurance doesn't cover us. Doesn't cover us at all. So we have to buy private insurance when we come down for 6 months. I know where the pharmacies are, I know where the clinics are, and I know where the hospital is. And so does my wife. So if something happens to her or me, we know where to go. So insurance, health insurance is also something you have to look into. You have to mentally prepare for this. You have to make sure that when you go on a holiday, your home is looked after. Let's say you have a dog or a cat, they're looked after. You don't want to be on a holiday wondering how the dog and cat are doing or the home is doing. We're away in the winter. We have somebody checking our home all the time. Make sure that furnace is coming on, those pipes don't freeze. With somebody we trust. So we are mentally prepared to come down here for 6 months and not worry about the at home. My parents are getting older. I phone them quite regularly just to check in, see how they're making out. That's all mental. That's all the stuff that you're leaving behind. Now you got to think about the stuff coming ahead. Are you prepared to plan a serious long vacation? Or are you off the seat of your pants type of thing? That's what I do. If I see something I want to go, I go. I don't. Sometimes I'll research it, sometimes I won't. It's a surprise. It's a surprise. Anyway, you have to mentally be prepared. If I'm driving from Canada to Phoenix, I have to drive 33 hours to get here. We used to do it in 3 days. That's like 12 hours a day almost. Definitely 12 the first day and 12 the second, and then whatever you got left. We've changed that. We don't have to rush. Mentally, we get down when we get down, and we'll do 4 days generally now. And as I get older, I think it'll be less. There are more days to get down here, but that's all mental preparation. I know I have to drive this distance because we like to have our vehicle down here and everything else. So we know we have to drive down here. We also have it in our heads. We can fly back at any time if there's an emergency in Canada, and we can be there in 3 hours. When you're older, you've got body, mental, health, physical abilities. All these things play an effect. These are things you have to know. They're a hidden danger. And you want those hidden dangers to be minimized. Not to mention when you go into a crowded spot, like London Bridge, Buckingham Palace, where there's going to be a lot of tourists, you got to beware of pickpockets and scams, because they know how to do this. We're very aware. When I have my knapsack on with my camera gear, Kim's kind of right behind me watching while I'm taking pictures and videoing. She's such a sweetheart. She looks after me, because when I take pictures and video, I'm in my own little world. So traveling with a person or a buddy or your wife or your spouse or your girlfriend, good idea. But beware of scams. They're all over the place, especially in high tourist areas. Keep your wits about you. This is another mental thing that you have to worry about. Always be scouring with your eyes, and that will tire you out in a day. You always have to be prepared. And that's pretty much all I wanted to talk about today. And that's all. We have company over for 2 weeks here, so my videos have been sporadic. By next Sunday, I'll have the next one up, and I plan on doing a couple more frequently too. So stay tuned. You might want to check out this one or this one. One of them's for YouTube, and the other one's suggested or something. And we'll call this one done.